product to you. Make you dey careful, no go damage your life. You've got one life to live.
Buy original.
You should know where to go. The SON.
It's been a common trend in the Standards Organization of Nigeria since he came on board as the agency's chief executive. Malam Farouk Salim has always emphasized human capital development as being top on his priority list. We will tell you his latest effort in that regard in this week's episode of the program Standard and You, but that's after the short message. Please stay tuned. I'll be back shortly.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's fake.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It's bad.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It hurts.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It destroys.
Don't touch, don't touch.
It kills.
These are substandard products. They are dangerous to human lives and have negative effects on the nation's economy. We work round the clock in search of these products, and wherever we find them, we destroy them. We are committed to the war against substandard and fake products. We are the Standards Organization of Nigeria. Join us on Standard and You, your guide to product quality and safety.
Thanks for joining us on the program. My name is Ifenua Okonkwo. And we begin the program by telling you that the Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, Malam Farouk Salim, says he will continue to invest on the agency's human resource for effective and efficient service delivery. He gave this assurance at the induction of new members of staff of the SON at the SON's laboratory complex in Ogba, Lagos. Alimoto Sifo was there for Standard and You.
The human resource is the most valuable asset for any organization. This is why every serious and forward-looking organization like the Standards Organization of Nigeria expose their staff to various kinds of training and retraining. The whole idea is to empower staff with requisite knowledge and technical capacity to provide quality service. For the Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, it's an exercise needed to drive the organization to enviable heights while delivering on the mandates of the SON.
I felt this is the most important training, even for the old employees, not just to the new employees. But we are starting with you because we want to make sure you start on the right footing. So the purpose of this meeting is, first of all, to show you the job you are doing, the job you find yourself, the fact that this is what we are supposed to do, the fact that we save lives. We save people money. We are the friends of the industry. When you go to an inspection of a factory, by the time you finish helping the factory person to do well, the man is going to make more money. Employees there are safe. Your uncles and cousins who are working in an iron rod factory, by the time we finish our inspection, if we do it properly, they will be safe to come home. So we do a lot of these things. The roads are built. If we do what we are supposed to do, accidents will be less. People will not be dying on their way for Salah holiday or Christmas holiday where a whole family perishes because they bought Tukumbo tires or Belgium tires. Or your uncle who has saved so much money to buy his old car, it will not knock on the road because they use poor lubricant. So your job is more important than any other person you can think of.
Malam Salim, who noted that the last time the agency had an induction for new staff was about 10 years ago, expressed determination to ensure more members of staff benefit from the training. He advised the new standard officers to see their employment as an opportunity to serve and put the organization's interest far and above self-interest. As ambassadors of the SON, the DG charged the new employees to be dedicated and hardworking.
We have a very beautiful organization, and our job is to make this place better than what we found it. We need more money, we need more operational vehicles, we need more training, we need more. But what are we required to do ourselves? I feel that you should know that when we work harder, we give our good ideas, this organization will be better.
These members of staff of the SON were drawn from the South-South, Southeast, and the Southwest. For 1 week, they were exposed to the activities of the Standards Organization of Nigeria. The new workers were acquainted with the organizational and operational structure of the SON as heads of various departments provided insight into the modus operandi.
The certification of the locally manufactured product, which is referred to as MANCAP, is a conformity assessment for locally manufactured products. And then we have the product registration, which is the database organized by the organization to capture all imported products into Nigeria. And then the SONCAP, which is conformity assessment program for all imported goods. It's an offshore activities. And then, of course, we'll look at the product authentication activities also. So those are the 4 things we manage in the department.
Some of the new staff who spoke to Standard and You thanked the management for the opportunity to learn and pledged their commitment to the success of the agency.
Personally, I see this training as a foundation towards every other thing that is being done by the organization. So in other words, it's going to help me. I'm already feeling it. It's going to help me to know more about standards, quality assurance in the best practices, and also to be able to talk about it whenever the need arises.
I feel excited and I give thanks to God for giving me the opportunity to contribute my quota to the development of our nation through quality assurance and standardization.
This training would give us the overall knowledge about not just the departments we are in, but also the departments we are interacting with. So far, I've been able to enjoy the beauty of standardization, being at the forefront and understanding why standards is important so as to improve life.
It's the most important job in this country, so it feels great. It's like a platform of opportunities. We learn every day, we set standards, we save lives, save money, we save businesses, so it's really a good opportunity.
Director of Training Services Engineer Timothy Habner puts the entire exercise in perspective.
This was planned and we had a total of close to 300 staff that fell in this category. He said not minding the cost, that it's better he spends on the capital, human capital, than expend it on other matters, because the people are what makes an organization actually to function. Okay. So we've had this session, now we've run in Abuja, we've run in Kano, to cover. We divided the country into 3 segments. The far north, who were pulled together to Kano, and then the middle part of the country, we were pulled together to Abuja, and now in the southern part of the country, the staff are all pulled together to Lagos here. It's quite an expensive venture because the course is for about a whole week, an entire week, and there's qualifying exam. It's not come and just walk in and sit down and listen and go. No, okay, because this actually underlines the activities of the organization. You are going to set standards, and for you to do that, you need to even know what your organization is doing.
Standard and You is the program you are still watching. It's your guide to product quality and safety. And still on capacity building, state coordinators and staff of the agency in the South-South region of the country rose from a training exercise last week with a resolve to contribute meaningfully to the growth of the organization. Standard and You was in Uyo, the capital of Akwa Ibom State, venue of the training.
It was a strategic exercise in line with the organization's focus on building competence to reposition the SON as the nation's foremost responsive regulatory agency. For 4 days, participants examined ISO 17020 aimed at preparing state and regional offices for accreditation. The training also focused on ISO 22483, targeted at developing staff competence in hotel service inspection. The agency's Director of Training Services, Engineer Timothy Habner, spoke on the significance of the training, which is said was aimed at equipping workers of the agency in that region with the necessary knowledge to enhance the activities. According to him, standardization is key and the task of promoting and enforcing standards rests on the SON. Hence, the need to expand the knowledge base of staff to function effectively and efficiently. The Acting Regional Director South-South, Engineer Samuel Ayuba, who spoke on behalf of the Chief Executive Officer of the SON, Malam Farouk Selim, charged beneficiaries of the exercise to take all they have learned seriously and make the best use of the knowledge gained.
The impact of this training is to prepare manpower that are needed for this accreditation as well as hotel certification. And once that is done, then we are ready to improve or provide services that are accepted globally to Nigerians through hotel services. You can see in our hotel services today, people rate 4-star hotel, but are they actually 4-star, 2-star hotel, 5-star hotel, are they actually there? And the hotels are supposed to maintain certain code of practice. Are they really doing that? So by the time Standards Organization of Nigeria develop this competence, they will be able to impact positively to the provision of hotel services in the country. So that's where we are heading to. And this also can be done in liaison with the tourism boards of every state.
Some of the participants spoke to Standard and You.
Experience so far during this training has been positive. At least it highlights things that we need to put in place in this organization, and I can see that the organization is taking steps in the right direction.
Training covers the implementation aspects of it. We discuss the requirements of the standard, the different clauses. We conduct some activities, and the idea is for the participants to take the knowledge they get here in the training and take it back to their respective offices and train the staff there.
I want to emphatically thank management for this training. Indeed, it's a capacity building one that will improve our operations on field.
We have found out that there are some areas that we are falling short. So with this training, we can now go back and put our houses in order.
Director of Training Services, Engineer Timothy Abner, puts the entire exercise in perspective.
When we do our assessments, personnel assessment, it's something that we don't just wait until the end of the year, then you just sit down and rush through that you're assessing the staff. No, right from the beginning, what happens is that every department now, at least in this dispensation, you have clear targets and objectives they are supposed to achieve. And with that, you cascade the activities down to the various officers to handle. So with that, you are actually able to track and see the progress of the staff by virtue of the outcomes that they produce.
For quite some time now, some residents in major cities across the country have been contending with substandard roofing sheets. For these categories of people, the rain is far from being a blessing as they lament over the disturbing effect of their leaking substandard roofing sheets. Standard and You in this report examines the situation against the backdrop of what the SON is doing to sanitize the industry. Please take a listen.
Rain is nature's gift to man. It's a source of fresh water, highly essential for human life. It also provides water for plants to keep the land green and fertile. Naturally, the sound of raindrops has a calming effect and creates a pleasant atmosphere, but not when you have a leaking roof.
We always put plastic on the ground every time. We cannot go out without putting plastic on the ground. Before we can see roof leaking, it's very hard. All the material they are using now is not good like before. In older days, they are using all these roofing metals, very original one. But now they are using fake.
Very damaging and annoying sometimes. Because the rain might start probably in the middle of the night, which you don't expect. Your load are there, your family are there.
Whenever it wants to rain, you see those affected running a tasketer, just to make their way home and to make sure the leaking roof doesn't spoil anything.
You have your heart in your hands whenever it's raining, because there's nothing you can do. If everywhere is leaking, there's nothing you can do. You just to pack some damageable something, you put them aside, cover them.
Roofing sheet is an all-important building material fixed to the top of building, especially to protect it from the impact of harsh weather such as rain and sunshine. Aside providing protection, the roofing sheet adds beauty to a house through various designs and colors such as aluminium roofing sheets and stone-coated roofing sheet.
The modern ones nowadays is what we call the stone-coated step tiles roofing sheet. They are like steps. They arrange them like steps. Why is it stone-coated? It's because it has been finished with a kind of fiber, coated fiber, that immediately you use it in your roof. Even the noise of rains falling on your roof cannot be felt. That is number one advantage. Number two advantage is that it has ability to radiate heat away much, not heat absorbent, like the long span aluminium and the zinc and the asbestos roofing sheet.
The process of producing roofing sheets begins with collection of raw materials, which in this case is 100% scrap of metals sorted in the baling section.
See, this place is called as raw material section, or you can call it baling press area. That is the place where we receive the rolling scrap, okay, which is used for producing the roofing sheets as well as circle.
We see scavengers, some of these malams at times, they come to your backyard and be picking aluminium. So they bring it here.
When the impurities have been removed, it comes out in a fine solidified form, which is treated again to get desired thickness in plain or embossed form. However, there are certain quality parameters guiding the production of roofing sheets, top of which are strength and thickness.
Plain aluminium, one, as you asked in the beginning, thickness. We follow some standard of 0.40 minimum, and what thickness customer wants, higher side. Most important is UTS, ultimate tensile strength, where it is clearly defined on SON manual standard that it should be greater than equal to 175 Newton per millimeter square. Basically through optimum annealing cycle, there only we decide, and through optimum alloying. Plain coil, for color also there are some parameters. We call something called the color durability, which we decide in the oven, optimum baking, and also color. One is durability, means the color remains same shade. Another is color adhesion. So these are the two parameters for color. One is durability, one is adhesion.
We have compositional analysis testing, we have profiling for different production lines. So those tests also have their quality expectations. So the products that are not meeting up to the expectation are being held by the quality assurance department. Then we will now give disposition of what it should be used for. Either it should be remelted or it can be converted to another use.
While there's been complaints on the short lifespan of roofing sheets and leakages exposed by rainy days, experts say aluminium roofing sheets should last over 2 decades but may not stand the test of time due to poor quality, natural physical damage, and installation defects.
Maybe the carpenter that do the roofing does not do it properly, or there are so many inferior material in the market. So when you do it, it doesn't last, so the roof starts leaking again.
Generally, aluminum roofing sheet is supposed to give you around 20 to 25 years life. And if people go up, there are trusses made. They should step on the truss. If you step in between, it will damage. Those are installation procedures and damage arising out of that.
For local manufacturers who are being guided by SON standard, proliferation of substandard roofing sheets imported into Nigeria is a daunting challenge affecting the growth of their business.
Nigeria has got a very beautiful import duty structure, very well structured, value addition wise. If you want to buy raw material, 0 duty. If you want to buy plain aluminium coil, 5%. If you want to buy color aluminium coil, 35%. It's a very well defined. But unfortunately, it is not implemented properly. People find their way to get things in, and we are not able to compete with them. And as I told earlier, those goods, many of them, we have checked ourselves. The UTS is much less than the standard of Nigeria. Thickness is much less than the standard of Nigeria. Even the paint coating, we maintain around 18 micron. Theirs is 8 to 9 to 10 micron, 8 to 10 micron. So in all the aspects, we are basically depriving the end user. Raw material, which I did not touch, which you do maximum value addition. You have seen melting, casting, hot rolling, cold rolling, annealing, slitting, color coating. Our value addition almost 50%, almost. Whereas there are many organizations here, they just melt and sell out the ingot. In money terms, if I say, when you export the ingot, you earn $2,000. Okay, but when you import the coil, you give outside world $2,800. That's a loss for the government, right? If you do value addition here, it is better.
Worried by the importation of substandard roofing sheets, the SON has embarked on several seizure and destruction and still exploring ways of ensuring total compliance to standards.
We are on constant market surveillance as far as roofing sheet is concerned, because it has become a major concern for most people now. We have received serious complaint on roofing sheet. That is one. Two, we are combing the nooks and crannies of Nigeria as much as we can cover within the minimal resources available to us. Because if we are to go to, say, Anambra State to check every nook, you know, some factories serve, some places they put such things are inside the thick bush. So you get some information, you need security and all that to be able to go there to check what is inside the warehouse. You understand? So it costs a lot of money to comb everywhere possible. When we get information, that is why we are appealing to Nigeria. If you know something, say something. We are not ghosts, we are not spirit, we can't be everywhere. We are not everywhere. So we need Nigerians to help us to give us information. Even when you are not sure, anonymously give us the information. We'll go and check what you are talking about to see whether what you are saying is true or not. We do that. The standards, the requirement of the standard when it comes to thickness is 0.4 mm. That is base metal thickness, 0.4 mm. Base metal thickness before coating. It means if you coat, you are going to have something higher than 0.4 mm. So if you have anything below 0.4, you know it's already a bad product in the first place. So as a buyer, you can insist, please, do you have anything for me to check the thickness of what you are giving to me? You can even check. If it is less than 0.4, even after coating, it's already wrong. Something is wrong with it already. You shouldn't buy it. There are some, you hold it with your hand, you tear it like as if you are tearing a piece of paper. That is for profile aluminum roofing sheet.
The strength should not be less than 175 Newton per square meter.
Inferior, low quality, unacceptable, damaged, dangerous, inadequate. These words are used to describe substandard products. Whether it's a bad tire, expired LPG cylinder, inefficient light bulb, or adulterated lubricants. Substandard products pose great threats to not just public health and safety, consumer satisfaction, but also the economy. Truly, nobody wants to do business without making profits. But who wants to buy a worthless product? Just as manufacturers and importers have the ultimate goal of profit maximization, consumers want to get value for their money. As a manufacturer or an importer, it's simply unfair when you give little or no preference to product quality. Greed should not overtake the responsibility of satisfying consumer needs. For you, the consumer, it's important you insist on quality. Remember, there will be no business without you. However, the concern is, how do we rid our markets of substandard products? How do we ensure Nigeria is not a dumping ground for fake goods? How do we ensure consumers get only the best? No doubt the Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, has the responsibility of regulating the quality of products imported into the country and manufactured in Nigeria. But we cannot do it alone. Beyond the standards development, sensitization programs, market surveillance, enforcement, and other efforts, we need you to support us by playing your role in the fight against substandard and fake products in Nigeria. Mind you, we have a mandate established by law, SON Act No. 14, 2015, which provides powers to prosecute and jail purveyors of fake and substandard products across the country. Not just that, SON has powers to seize, destroy substandard products, and also seal off premises where such defective products are manufactured, stored, or sold. You are advised to say no to substandard products, as the SON now has stiffer penalty for offenders. My name is Alimot Osifo, now to 5 standard tips on buying right. Avoid roadside sellers. Go to reputable stores where you can get genuine products. Check for ManCap logo on Made in Nigeria goods, SunCap on imported products to certify approval by Standards Organization of Nigeria. Read labeling information such as manufacturer's address, expiry date, instructions, warnings, and more for traceability and guidance. Demand for and insisting on collecting a receipt as proof of purchase before leaving the point of purchase. Complain to the seller when dissatisfied with product quality. If not attended to, seek redress with regulatory agencies like SON because it's your right. There you have it, 5 standard tips on buying right. And that concludes this week's episode of your favorite public sensitization program, Standard and You. 0705-972-4455 is where to send in your messages to with your full name and location. Catch up with missed episodes online at youtube.com/Standard and You. As always, buy original, sell authentic, and use only the best. Thanks and enjoy the rest of the week.
Why you dey buy fake product, make you dey careful, no go damage your life. You've got one life to live.